Hi, this is Mrs. Golick again. I am here to talk to you about the issue of logging into Khan Academy and Read Theory. So today in the morning, I sent out the list of Read Theory and Khan Academy work that has been done so far. And a lot of students were recorded as 0 minutes on both of those sites. And the issue is that students are not logging in with their usernames. So once again, and I do apologize, these sites are free sites. So they have to get usernames that are generated by the sites, which means that I can't give them a username that's the same from site to site. Unfortunately, that's the case. I can give them the same password, and I have, but because they're free sites, I can give them somewhat similar names. They allow me that, but if it is a username that is already used, I don't have that leeway. Unfortunately, that's the case. So I have been trying to show over and over again with these videos that I have posted and sent out. And I have shown over and over again in the afternoon how to log in, but we still have students that are having difficulty. And that is why they haven't had their minutes recorded. So please take the time to view this video so that your student has the credit for doing their work on Khan Academy and Read Theory. We're going to go to Read Theory first. In the afternoon, after they have finished any classwork that they didn't get finished during class, they of course do their read works, which is they just go to by clicking on the link, and then they do 1 or 2 articles from their article of the day series and write in the book of knowledge. After that, they go to their afternoon work. Doesn't matter what order they do it in. We'll do Khan Academy first. Their usernames are right here on the side, but by now they should have already written them down somewhere and had them next to the computer. So we'll go to Khan Academy first. They should be pushing login. Please make sure you take a look, because if your student is still recording as a 0%, this is why. Your student keeps pushing one of these buttons. Continue with Google is probably what they're pushing. They should not. They should be clicking on username. For Khan Academy, their username is probably just their first name and their last name together. Their first and their last name together. For some students, their first and their last name was already used. So I put in a number, and that worked. And then the password, I was able to use the same password for every student. Cole Manor, and you guys are the class of 2031. The vast majority of the class still, no matter how many times I show it, still pushes continue with Google. Please make sure that doesn't happen, because unfortunately, that means all of their work doesn't show up. If they do that correctly, then this is what they should see. 2nd grade Mrs. Billick's class and a goal. that is due by March 9th and a percentage that has gotten towards that goal. And here's the most important thing. Up here, they should not see their first initial, last initial, and the login code, 390 whatever. That means they pushed login with Google. They should see their first name and their last name. That means they logged in, and I'm going to see what they did. What I have scheduled for them in second grade is what we're learning in second grade. They have up to 7,500 mastery points that they are learning with Khan Academy that they can earn. 800 of those mastery points are for adding and subtracting within 20, which is what we are doing in chapter 1 for math. We are going to take a test on that at the end of this week. So they should have been practicing that for the last 3 weeks. They still have time. There are videos, there are practice pages, and there are little quizzes that they can take to practice. After doing those 800 mastery points, they can move on to what we're learning next, which is understanding place value. But we haven't gotten there yet. They should master first addition and subtraction of one-digit numbers. Place value comes next, and they have 1,600 mastery points to earn there. Learning the difference between even and odd numbers, comparing 2 and 3-digit numbers, it's all here, and it's 1,600 mastery points they can earn there. Then we move on to adding and subtraction for up to 100. So they're learning 3 digits. And if we get there, I haven't scheduled it yet, up to 4 digits within 1,000. Now, this doesn't happen until the spring, and hopefully we're back in the classroom by then. Money and time, measurement, and so forth. But I haven't scheduled it because I'm hoping we're back together in the classroom by then. So that's what they have to do in Khan Academy. But if they haven't logged in the way they're supposed to, I don't know whether or not they've done that. They don't get the credit for it. And again, it's because this is a free program, and so they have to log in under what I've registered them for in order for me to see that they've done it. Next, they do their Readtheory. And again, it's a free program. It's a wonderful program, but they have to log on under what I've registered them for. I registered everybody as their first initial, last name, 08. And it was listed there. They should have written it somewhere right next to theirs. Again, they go to login. I've shown this. I have a video there. I'm registered under myself, so I'm going to log out. They go to login. They don't push this button. So many of them are. They go to username. And they type in one of their names. And luckily I was able to choose the same password for every one of them. Cole Manor, class of 2031. Now the great thing about this site is the first thing it does is give you a pretest. That's also how I know that this student hasn't ever logged on to this site correctly because they haven't taken the pretest yet. It starts with this page. Let the learning begin. It takes about 20 minutes. There are 8 questions. Answer them to the best of your ability. It must be completed in one sitting without any breaks. Don't get any help, because if you get any help with it, It's going to think that you're at a fifth grade reading level, and everything afterwards is all fifth grade stuff. You don't want that to happen. You want to answer it to the best of your ability, because after that, the reading comprehension questions and the reading text is at your level. And then it goes higher as you grow. So make sure that you log in as yourself. And again, the best way to make sure is if you go up here and you see your first initial, last name, 08. And the first thing you should do is see this pretest. Now, if your student did this and they didn't realize that this is how the program is set up, and they got help from you, and now everything is too hard because they tested at a much higher level than their reading comprehension actually is, I can go back and cancel the progress, and they can take the pretest over and actually have the program work at their reading comprehension level. Just send me a quick talking points or send me a quick email, and I'll reset their pretest. But make sure that you're logging in not by pushing login with Google, but by signing in with the username and the password every time. Now, the district did pay a substantial amount of money for the IXL program. It is a very expensive program that the district put a lot of money into. So that's why when you, I don't want to move it. When you click the link for IXL, it takes you right there. And the IXL program does have your first initial, last initial, and the 6 digits of your login code, which is your Google login, because it is your Google login. And it was paid for by the district. So that's why it works directly there. They paid for that program. So again, that's why it works that way. Please let me know by talking points or by email if you have any further questions. I am trying to help as much as possible, and I try to make it as easy as possible so that your students can get the best education as possible.